Well, if you thought you knew Doc Wright, I have some news for you and some dirt. Look what he's been into. Cigarettes.
You horrible person.
A little birdie told me that you were once a smoker. Tell me a little bit more. You can have those back because I don't like the things.
Thank you. Well, here's some cigarettes. And yesterday I was doing my daily walk. I looked in the gutters for a cigarette box to show you, to illustrate what we're going to talk about shortly. And cigarettes, of course. And would you believe it, someone had dumped this packet, half-used packet of cigarettes outside my surgery door.
You used to smoke cigarettes.
My brother and myself, when we were in, I think it was third or fourth class, we saved up sixpence and bought a packet of 3-3s, the cheapest cigarettes available. And in one afternoon, my brother and myself, we both smoked 25 cigarettes between us.
Yuck.
And you know, we have never smoked since. Best money we ever invested. And we said, if that's smoking, never for us. He's never smoked, I've never smoked ever since. So that's quite ironical. And for something to drop this in front of my surgery, that's an absolute the insult of the day, isn't it?
It is, but you've got some good reason
I've got some good
for not
reason.
liking them.
Now, the British Medical Journal, yes, they're all pairs of underpants, I think. They put funny things on medical journals these days.
They do.
Today, they're now concentrating, well, as we know, smoking was 50% with fellows in Australia a few years ago. Now it's down to 13%.
Wow.
Women, it's moved from 20% down by only a couple of points.
Which
Women are
is
still
great.
fagging their heads off, which is disastrous. Now, that's the bad side of it. And, of course, as more Australians give up smoking, of course, more Chinese start smoking, which is another story altogether. They now have what they call the e-cigarette, which I'm quite sure you've all heard about, and most Western countries now have this. It looks like very much like an ordinary cigarette, and so the person thinks he's got a cigarette, and he puffs it away. The tip turns red as though it's a real cigarette, but before he puts it into between his lips, he puts a little bit of liquid nicotine into it. So what he's really having is electronically vaporised nicotine, which is what gives you the kick of the cigarette, without the carcinogens.
Oh, okay.
Now, what the journal's saying, doctors are now using this to their advantage, and a study showed that they examined 4,000 guys who were smokers, and then they gradually started introducing these electronic cigarettes, and within 6 months, 1,000 of those guys had gone on to the electronic cigarettes, and then a few months later they'd stopped smoking altogether.
Isn't it?
So it's funny how things happen. And 10 years ago, who would have thought of this? And the tobacco company's still making us money from selling the e-cigarette plus the nicotine, and at least a quarter give up smoking. So that's the latest. So if you're a smoker, not a bad idea. Talk to your doctor and go and buy an e-cigarette. And for a while, then 25% will give up smoking. So this report in the BMJ says.
That's good. And
they
of course,
check 4,000 guys.
Counselling and patches are also a good way to do it with some good
don't need all
support.
that. No. Love you all. Have a great week. We'll be back later on.
Hang about and we'll see you after the break.